You need a wagon. Arch.
We need a wagon, 5th and Arch.
We're at 6th and Arch. Give me a couple more bike teams.
I need more.
Yes. And a wagon.
I need a wagon and some more bike teams, 5th and 6th and Arch. More bikes and a wagon.
7th and 1, start us over. Bike in, you show me. Need a wagon here. Turn it down.
You need a wagon at 5th and Arch. More bikes needed at 6th and Arch.
6th and Arch, front up. Let's go. 8th and 2, send my Nathan wagons over there. Yeah. Isaac 14, a bike 2X. What's the conditions at 6th and Arch?
Conditions good at 6th and Arch.
Okay, it's a little volatile right now. We got a few more wagons. We're gonna need them out here.
We'll need a few more wagons out there.
2200, where are 2202, you can start there. Bike 2X, you got 1910 and we can 6th and Arch. Surfbike Candy, I have all my surfbikes meeting at 7th and Vines.
Bikes meet again at 7th and Vines.
Sorry, 8th and Vines.
Or 8th and Vines.
You'll see there's some wagons down there. Isaac 14, a bike ERT1. Bike ERT1. Location. Right in front of the MSB, boss, where you need us. Alright, if you can pull off, bike 2X had to take his to 6th and Arch. I got nobody here with me in front of the PAB. Go ahead. Yeah, take 7 on the race. ERT2. Picture like ERT2. Well, you could clear the shop.
Alright, Northwest of J. John.
Proceed.
For Isaac 2, we need to start over units from every division, 14th, 5th, to start over to Roberts and Fox for this large crowd that's looting.
ERT2, you can put us on location with 7th and race.
Okay.
Nathan 2, do they have a wagon at 6th and Arch?
Alright, is there a wagon at 6th?
We got 2 in custody for now. We got 2 wagons, send me more.
Alright, need more wagons, 6th and Arch.
Location. Hold on.
Alright.
The supervisor, do they need more wagons?
Yes, he said they need more wagons.
We're going to have multiple prisoners, bring wagons, have them come from 6th and Arch. Come towards 6th and Arch. We're pushing it back south on 6th towards Target.
Alright, again, the wagons.
Just come from 6th and Arch. We're pushing this crowd south on 6th towards Market. Wagon command, start EPWs 1 through 10 up over that area.
Alright, all EPWs.
Supervisor, they're throwing cocktails and all types of stuff at us.
Alright, again, any unit in the area.
The ERT is available. We're at 6th and Market. They're gathered here. They're throwing up, and we got the delivery bill pretty much secured at this point.
Alright, again, any units in route for Okay, just use caution. They are throwing items in the area of 6th and Market. All EPW wagons should be en route to that area as well, 6th and Market.
Zero 15. Unknown chemicals are squirting and throwing at us at this point. Just have everybody with their mask down.
Everyone, please make sure to put your mask down, gear on, mask down.
Are they good with wagons at 6 and Arch?
All of the EPW wagons.
Get together now, sir. We should be okay. Proceed.
15. They're moving west on Market now.
Alright, the crowd's now moving westbound on Market, westbound on Market from 6.
They K1 Barney or K4, I believe they're out there. I don't know if they're closer or not. K1 Barney, K4 there.
A little bit closer if you can. Use caution again.
John 3, 3501. So they have shields. I'm bringing them up to the front of the crowd.
K18 from Northeast. I disregard. I no longer need you guys. 18, okay. I'll be on J if they need me. Just break me. I got you.
Come here.
Dan 501.
Radio to ELC. Car 5 wants to know where we're at with the shields for 5-2 on Market. Radio to ELC.
ELC.
Yes, Car 5 wants to know where we are at with the shields for 5-2 on Market, sir.
It was a statue wagon is en route up there from the bike detail.
Car 5, you need an ETA, sir?
Do you have anyone north, correction, west of Central Market? Do not allow any vehicles to come east on Market Street, please. No vehicles to come east on Market Street.
Alright, again, no vehicles are allowed eastbound on Market from 10th. No vehicles are allowed eastbound on Market from 10th Street.
Receive.
Car 5, they said this
City Hall radio. From City Hall east. No vehicles are to come eastbound on Market Street from City Hall.
Okay. Again, no vehicles are to come eastbound on Market from City Hall. No vehicles eastbound on Market from City Hall.
Isaac 30, we're doing a push. Shadow 6 from Market.
Alright, we're pushing southbound on 6 from Market. Pushing southbound on 6 from Market.
Point ERC1 with Isaac 14 location.
Isaac 14, sir.
Isaac 14, Franklin and Reese.
Wagon command, advise the EOC that our wagon crew with shields, 5 shields is engaged at 6 and Market.
EOC received. Got 5 shields engaged.
Car 4, is you okay at 6 and Reese? Isaac 30, we got 2 more. Bring those wagons up. 6 and Market.
Alright, EOC, you got 5 shields engaged at 6 and Market. We need the wagons to come up.
96. Charlie 12.
Charlie 12.
The race street entrance.
Alright, sir. Thank you. Peaceful?
TAC Air 3, switch to aviation. TAC Air 3, switch to aviation. It's Charlie 12 on the air. Charlie.
Maybe 5.
5.
Full wagon over here, 5th and Ramstat. A couple guys with chemicals under arrest.
I need a wagon at 5th and Randstad for prisoners, 5th and Randstad.
Mike 1 LTV on location of Sarge. 2X, I got it.
All right. We do have a wagon going to 5th and Randstad for males to go, correct?
JDT.
D-Rock.
JDT, have any George units available to start of 5100 market or relocate some vehicles, please? 5100 market.
It looks like they're both pointed at the state capitol. So don't forget, we have a group in front of the Austin Police Headquarters, and then we also have a group now, it appears, in front of the Texas State Capitol. So it's kind of almost like what we were seeing yesterday happen.
Do they have any information about how many offenders? Guaranteed rate 1, was there any offender information? How many? Once again, units 10-1, 10-1, 7 and 1 in Chappelle at the City Sports. We have a 10-1, 7-1 in Chappelle at the City Sports for the 3rd District, zone number 5. Guaranteed rate 1. It is bona fide. We got broken doors. It doesn't look like they made entry. We got steel gates down. Guaranteed rate 1, 10-4. The zone has an event pending. We'll update it with the information. No offenders on scene. Negative at this time, squad. 10-4, we'll update the information of the zone.
APD. No justice! No peace! 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 No justice!
Continue in for the crowd. For the references to the citizens unfounded, officers found in his vehicle. Officer. Okay. The car somebody, in regards to Germantown and Venango, the assist with housing police. The officers accounted for no injuries. In regards to Germantown and Venango, the assist with housing police. Officers accounted for no injuries. Time is 4:55 p.m.
121. All right, 5189 is
Northbound, no traffic coming northbound.
That some people went into a jewelry store.
10-1 is being called at north of Cicero. 10-1. More cars north of Cicero. Over 100 people throwing rocks and pelting the police.
Guaranteed rate 1. Guaranteed rate 1.
We got a car that's left here on scene. Boy Union 77532. Possibly stolen.
All right, guaranteed Rate 1 has a vehicle that just left the scene from that AT&T at 95 and Western, Boyd Union 77532, possibly stolen. Again, we'll update the zone.
But also it didn't leave the scene, it was left here.
Correction, the vehicle with that plate was left at the scene. The vehicle with that plate was left at the scene. 5189.
Now, they were attempting to break in when the citizen said he observed them in the West Alley between 23rd and 24th Wentworth, some type of jewelry store. He didn't know the name of it or the exact address.
For the units in 3 and Citywide, responding 7-1 and Chappelle on the 10-1 at City Sports. We got 310 on scene, slowing it down. Once again, getting the slowdown, 7-1 and Chappelle at City Sports, 3rd District, Zone 5.
4590.
4590.
Do we have any gas teams in the area up north of Cicero? It's going up pretty good over there.
All right, 4590 is asking for the sergeant with the gas, a sergeant with the gas for North and Cicero.
121, is there a Sergeant Cravens on the air?
Is there a Sergeant Cravens on the air? Sergeant Cravens on... All right, they're also asking for a gas team supervisor at North and Cicero. 4590 is asking for a gas team supervisor at North and Cicero. Units, we got a 10-1, 10-1, 47 at Damon, 10-1 at 47 at Damon. We need some more cars, 47 at Damon.
Mueller, 1.
4590, did you find a gas team sergeant?
4600. Found it.
4600. Units in the 10-1 getting a slowdown, 47 at Damon. Slow it down at 47 at Damon. 10-4.
6530.
6530.
Squad, I'm at headquarters. I'm on the State Street. I got a cease and stand tow truck here asking if anybody called for a truck to move some cars.
All right, did anybody by headquarters call for a tow truck to move some cars? 6530 is with the Streets and Sands. All right, for the units in 3 and Citywide, we're getting another slowdown, 7-1 in Chappelle over by City Sports per 310. Another slowdown, please, on that 10-1, 3rd District, Zone 5. Is there anybody on?
Have that tow truck go to the guard shack.
6530 per 7,000, have that tow truck go to the guard shack.
10-4. 5X.
5 X-ray.
Mobile 4510.
3510 for a mobile. 4510 for a mobile.
Clear.
Sergeant, I need you to take one of your cars, just one of your cars, Balbo and Columbus. They're going to support CFD over at that location. They've got a task force for CFD over there. They're going to secure that force as it moves. One car, okay?
I'm actually going to hand the phone over to Luis to help also describe what is happening here at this time.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Luis.
Okay, hi there. Yeah, so we got here maybe about 20 minutes ago now, is it? And so we were all kind of observing the situation, and obviously this is how this protest started yesterday. Everyone gathered in front of the APD headquarters, and now the scene looks a lot like yesterday's. Around this time, there are two big groups. One is on the ground in front of the APD headquarters, and another group is on the southbound lane of I-35. There, as Tony described already, there is a line of officers. This is what appears to be right here. There are helmets with face masks, and it also appears that some of them had some gas masks on at some point. There is a helicopter as well. They have been making announcements constantly. Really just about everything. We now see smoke now in the distance on the southbound. Well, it appears to be close to the...
A live look at the tower camera where we can see people running. Do you have a good vantage point to see what exactly is happening here?
Yeah, so it would appear right now that there were some people running down the ramp in the grassy area that leads up to the bridge. But for the most part, that group has stayed stable. A lot of people just sitting there now, well, they are standing now, holding their arms up. More and more people are holding their arms up. And the line of police officers facing the frontage road where we are has stayed. And now there is more smoke, and the group is dispersing. That smoke is growing a little bit thicker and thicker. That group is now very much so dispersing. We have now heard just a couple of bangs. I am not sure what that was. But again, and we just saw a flare. It looked like there were fireworks, it would appear, of some sort. As of right now, the entire group is now leaving the southbound lane of I-35. They are running down that ramp. They are forming the group is continuing to grow because they're running down the southbound lane. People are running across the bridge now as well to retreat that smoke that you see there.
Luis, that's a lot of smoke. I know you were out there yesterday when people were throwing fireworks at police officers and firefighters, but the smoke dissipates really quickly when it's a firework, but that is a lot of smoke.
That is a lot of smoke. That is more smoke than we saw yesterday, I would say, in that dense of an area. And now you can see the officers are moving across the bridge, it would appear. People are still on top of the bridge right over the middle of 8th Street currently. And it would appear they are walking away south on the southbound lane. And now that line of police officers is slowly moving up and then stopping, and then slowly moving up and again and stopping. And so right now it seems like that line of police officers has held stable. And yeah, like I said, a majority of that group ran down the ramp and ran down the grassy median. I'm not sure.
All
right, all units posted along South Street are to move 1 block south to Bainbridge. 1 block south to Bainbridge. Stay on the block you're on, but move down to Bainbridge. Except for the one at the South Street Bridge, he stays at his location. We're extending the perimeter 1 block south.
All right, attention all units.
contact.
Good signal. All right, getting a 10-1, Jackson and Hamilton, Hamilton and Jackson, a 10-1, 10-1, Jackson and Hamilton.
I've been impressed with the community.
8190.
8190.
Yeah, whoever has 8170 boy needs to move their vehicle. It's blocking the OEMC truck.
All right, whoever has 8170 boy, you need to move your vehicle. 8170 boy. 8170 boy.
We'll figure it out. Thank you.
Okay.
Again, a 10-1, 4650 West North Avenue. Security's calling it in. He's by himself trying to hold the front door. People running through. 10-1, 4650 West North Avenue.
Help.
The right zone for an ET.
Negative, and E-Tech would be citywide 2, B2.
I 189 information.
5189.
You know, we're on a fixed post. We can't move. The address is 2352 South Wentworth. J-Dye Jewelry being burglarized. All right, sir. Where's it being hit? The front? The back? The front of the store. They're hitting it right now. We're on a fixed post. We can't move. They need a car over there.
All right, 2352 South Wentworth, 2352 South Wentworth. The JD Jewelry store is being burglarized right now. The offenders are at the front of the store.
Effective perimeter B, 12th District. Owners give me the information, squad.
10-4, we're going to make sure that the 9th District is aware, again, if there are any mobile units on Citywide 6. 2352 South Wentworth at Jade Jewelry Store. The front of the store is being burglarized. The offenders are on scene now. I'm being advised any units responding there. There's also a person gun call pending on the board for Zone 9 at that same location.
5120 emergency.
5120.
We were flagged down by civilians stating the burglary. We're in the alley back of the jewelry store pulling up now.
5120 is in the alley pulling up behind the jewelry store at 2352 South on Wentworth. Be advised, use caution. There's a person with a gun call at that same location.
Slow it down coming over here. Your offenders seem to have fled. We're trying to get a description.
10-4 units, 5190, be advised, the person with a gun call is at 24 on Wentworth, male, black sweater with blue on it, has a gun in the alley hiding behind the garbage. $5120, you copied?
Frank.
190 Frank.
What bridges are open on the north end of 1? I mean accessible. I'm sorry with that. Flags fit in a black Ford, four-door vehicle.
5120. 5120, was that you? The offender fled in a black four-door?
No, yes, correct. In a black four-door Ford vehicle. 4 to 5 mil.
All right, from the burglary at the jewelry store at 24 in Wentworth, the offenders, 4 of them fled in a black Ford four-door vehicle.
$590.
590.
Are we supposed to have a barricade on the east side of Kinsey, east side of Canal and Kinsey, because I got traffic coming my way and it's causing a problem.
All right, 590 is asking if there's supposed to be a barricade on the east side of Canal and Kinsey. Again, 1011 Adam, you hit your emergency button. 1011 Adam, you hit your emergency button again. And again, 590 is asking if there are supposed to be barricades east of Canal at Kinsey. X-ray.
B squad.
100 X-ray, you calling?
590 is asking if there's supposed to be barricades east of Canal at Kinsey. He's got traffic coming his way causing problems.
But I'm not certain on that side of the river.
Okay, do we know who would have that information?
Car 43.
Car 43.
The SOC squad. You got their number?
One 2-733-7776.
Squad, do we have a radio truck up?
Is there a radio truck up on Citywide 6?
4510.
4510. 4510, you're on.
Yeah, squad. I was asked to bring one of my cars to Columbus and Balboa. Am I meeting somebody here? There's no one here. 921.
Perimeter B squad.
4510 5 X-ray is who required that.
District Protective Perimeter B squad.
12th District Protective Perimeter B.
Yes, squad. You got a call over here at Canal and Kinsey?
Yes, we're trying to get information as to if they are getting more barricades for over there.
We're working on the traffic over here, squad.
Is there any way you can get a transport for 2 arrestees at Kinsey and LaSalle?
Can I get a transport, Kinsey and LaSalle for 2?
2501.
2501.
And raise 2515. I need him to come into the station.
All right, stand by. I need a transport vehicle, LaSalle and Kinsey for 2 for 4570.
He's still doing the mass arrest.
Any wagon available for a transport, Kinsey and LaSalle for 2 for 4570? Are there any wagons or transport vans on Citywide 6 for transport, Kinsey and LaSalle for 2? X-ray?
100 X-ray.
Do we have transport vans or wagons to do the transports? We need one from Kinsey and LaSalle for 2.
There should be them available, yes.
All right, nobody's answering up. I need a transport van on Citywide 6 to take in 2 from Kinsey and LaSalle. Any wagon or transport van?
Our 3.
Check with
the SOC or 5 X-ray. They should have a list of who the transport vans are.
5 X-ray. Car 43.
The transport van at State and Jackson, go over there and give those officers a hand.
All right, transport van that's at State and Jackson. Is there a wagon or transport van at State and Jackson?
Yes, why?
Okay, they need you to go over to Kinsey and LaSalle and take in 2 for 4570.
Charlie Adam.
I heard a Charlie and an Adam.
Charlie Adam.
3 Charlie Adam.
Earlier this morning, we had units from all over the city block exit ramps on 94. We've been informed by ISP that they've done a face-to-face release. So those units are released to return back to their districts for routine patrol. Can you just make that announcement?
The ISP units are doing face-to-face release, and those that have been relieved can go back to patrol?
CPD units that were holding the exit ramps, they can return back to their districts.
All right, all CPD units that were holding the exit ramps and have been relieved by ISP, you can return back to your districts. Again, all CPD units that were holding the exit ramps, you were supposed to get a face-to-face release by ISP, you can return back to your district.
Three 343.
343.
Yeah, squad, I'm over here on 203 off Wabash. I got a gray Ford pickup truck with a dog inside. It's been here since 10 a.m. Could you notify Animal Control and also send Streets and Sand over here to tow it?
10-4, do you have a plate on it?
Yeah, it's in God We Trust, Boy David, Queen 843. Indiana.
10-4, is there a Streets and Sand tow truck on Citywide 6? Streets and Sand, Citywide 6?
1800 X-ray.
1800 X-ray.
For all the units that are assigned to these closes along division, they are to check every car that's coming through. They need to either be a resident or an essential worker. They're not to just allow traffic through. These are
All right, all cars assigned to the street closures along division, every car is to be stopped and checked. To be allowed through, they must be either a resident, have proof of residency, or an essential worker.
Okay, for the incident, this is 25 citywide 10-1, 111 hosted, 10-1, shelter book, liquors, nothing further, zone 9.
We will notify Animal Control and Streets for a reload.
You're left in the lane with the doors open. Do we have an explosive call? Maybe take a look at this before I get it towed out of here.
400 North 5th, sorry, stand by 1. 70 hour. K9, disposable. Prudence.
And what do you need? Target 5th Street. Might be 500 North 5th Street. Actually, that's 400 North 6th Street, just north of Cal Hill.
Same again. Okay, that was 400 North 6 or 5?
Number 5, sir, by the target.
Okay, Rick.
And I'll let you Charlie in the meantime while you're waiting for that unit. Do you have a tag on the vehicle? See if it belongs to.
That's correct. I'm on over, Jay. The owner just actually wrote up on a plate. We're going to investigate him now. I'm Pat Harry, 3453.
All right. You still want Sam 810 to continue for the meantime?
That's a negative. We'll take care of it from here.
All right. Sam 810.
Sam 810.
All right.
Where the party, Joe?
Okay, Commissioner.
Sam 1 to Charlie 5. Car 5.
Car 5, go ahead.
Sir, can I have approval to disperse gas, chemical gas, at 52nd and Chestnut, please?
Sam 1, yes, go ahead.
Copy that, sir.
Tom 7X23X. Relocate to 6 in Chestnut, block 6, Street South.
Picture 3 machine.
Bryce Street. Not validated.
Proceed. I'm marking on location. I'll run the owner over here.
All right.
There one.
301.
The 301 in Sneakerville, it's on Thompson. The gates are still up. There's people still inside there. Can you dispatch it?
All right, someone's glued inside of Peekaboo and boarding Thompson?
The 301 is correct. We're en route to the 22nd District.
All right, I have units to start down to boarding Thompson at the Peekaboo. They glued inside the Peekaboo.
610
All right, stand by, please. 6th District, 9th and Clinton.
Motorcycle out here at 1400 Jeff, head right at 1500. Is there any way we can get to move it?
All right, car stand by, please. Car stand by. 6th District, 9th and Clinton. There will be no radio MDT transmission until further notice. That's 9th and Clinton. There will be no radio MDT transmission on 9th in front of Penn Rehab. Got a report of a large metal gray box with wires sticking from it. Military 578, time is 5:28 p.m.
we got that.
Back here, just monitor that group of the officers that just deployed on Chestnut Street. You have a small contingent of them. Head back on 5-3 towards Market. We'll keep an eye out here.
Sam 7 after Sam 7. Are we getting flying up here or not?
Alva 125.
Alva 125.
The strip mall, Snipes, the store, Family Dollar. There's about 50 looters going through the front, breaking in all stores again.
All right, I guess I'm going to start over there.
Isaac 10.
Isaac 10.
Please ensure that 19th District and all personnel are aware targets prime business focused for the attention of looting. We've been getting numerous tips that have indicated that they are the focus of a lot of the looting issues.
Okay, do I have anyone out at Target, sir?
Specifically the City Line Avenue store. And also if we could reach out over to Marion to make them aware. Game 972.
Be there now, 72.
Yes, radio. Can I have 2 sets of numbers for 500 Walnut for period dispersion?
All right, sir.
Plateau.
EPW 8, hold us out 22nd with 8 males.
Okay, your time is 5:31.
On crowd or pathetic vessel?
Dan 972, can you repeat?
Okay, you want it as a crowd or a pit vessel?
It's going to be an arrest, CBN arrest.
All right. Hey. And that was 2 assists, right?
Yes, please.
CI4.
CI4.
Yes, sir. Any updates on that shooting in the 19th?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Jay West. Oh, yes, man. Good evening. Any further information on your shooting on 52nd or the 53rd?
Notified about a target on 3 Avenue, but they don't have any cars available, sir.
Team 7X, I'm going to gas up at 52 Arch. We're shooting out right now. We got to.
All right, CI4. Right now, the job is still pending, so they have to respond to it at this present time, unfortunately. If we get any other available outside agency that could help out.
CI4 received.
All right.
All right, Cecil J. John, 6 District 9, according to Zoom, normal radio and MDT activity at this time. There is no device and the object was secured. So if you have approximate time is 5:33 of the PM.
There's a reference to the no transmission at 9th and Clinton on location resumes could be unfounded. That's 9th and Clinton, you can resume all radio and EG transmission. This time is going to be unfounded. W35, so the time is 5:33 PM.
Sammy 10, okay, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
Dan 972, can I get those numbers over here, please?
Numbers are going to be 23280, 23280, and 81 out of the 6th District, CSA 3.
Thank you, radio.
You're welcome. Proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. Just give you a heads up. Area Germantown and Erie. Germantown and Venango. Crowd of looters in that area.
All right, ma'am. You said Germantown, Erie, and Venango. How large is the crowd?
That's correct, ma'am.
Did you have an idea of the amount of people out there now?
It's negative, ma'am.
Proceed. Units, just be on the Point of interest, Germantown and Erie and Germantown and Venango. We're going to have looters. This is information given to us by SEPTA. Unknown amount of people out there. Germantown and Erie and Germantown and Venango.
J. Yeah, 7400 Bustleton Ave. Do you have K9 available to search the target?
Per person?
What was broken into? Yeah, we're going to see if anybody else is inside. It's too large for us to search.
Alright, do I have any K9 units on there?
Hey, where's that at?
7400 Bustleton, the target.
K2B received. Turn me in K4 there.
Proceed. Receive.
K2B, he's on T-Bank.
Proceed, sir. Northeast, be advised, you're going to have K4 car standby. It's going to be in the 18th District Assistant Officer, Police 5 Radio, 5800 Alta. It's going to be 5800 Alta. Assistant Officer, it's going to be Police 5 Radio. Car standby, 18th District, 5800 Alta, Assist Police 5 Radio. That's again for the 18th, 5800 Alta, Assist Police 5 Radio.
RC2 volume. Where was that assist at?
5800 Alta.
In the 18th?
That's correct.
We got cameras at 58 and 900 block of 5-8 and 5-8 in Baltimore. I'm not seeing anything going on right now, but I can't see completely. Isaac 21.
Isaac 21.
The protest at Franklin and Race in front of the police statue is moving westbound on Race now, approximately 300.
Proceed.
Isaac 21, they crossed over 8th Street and beyond my vantage point, so they're westbound on Race.
Alright, they're going to be westbound on Race, cross over 8th Street. They're still peaceful this time?
Isaac 21, they're loud, unruly, but still relatively peaceful.
Central, just be advised, we have the protest that's moving westbound on Race, just crossing over 8th Street. We've got about 300 people out there. T-Ban's also aware of it. At this time, they are kind of loud and unruly, but they are peaceful.
Philadelphia Fire Homeland, one PPDJ van.
Proceed.
We are operating at 5-2 in Walnut. I need you to contact the police detail at 5-2 in Chestnut and have them stop deploying OC spray south on 52nd Street.
To the southwest, her Homeland and Fire on J-Van, 5-2 in Chestnut. They're asking for the units to stop deploying OC spray on 5-2, to stop deploying the OC spray on 5-2.
Pleading again with Austin Police Chief Brian Manley to arrest and charge the officer who was accused of killing her son, Mike. The officer's name is Christopher Taylor. As we reported just before that press conference began, the Travis County District Attorney
1500 X-ray.
1500 X-ray.
1800 X-ray squad. 1822 go down on a protest.
1822. X-ray, it looks like that's how their zone dispatcher is holding them down. PH2, are you coming in?
Yeah, we're headed in to base for a crew change.
PH2 into base for a crew change, 10-4.
Okay, 190 Frank.
490 Frank.
190 Frank, let's have these area 3 flights start moving with this crowd.
Detectives can wait till they pass and then pick them up, please.
This was from City Hall earlier this afternoon. Remember, we told you that there was some sort of clash, some sort of altercation between the protesters and the Austin police officers. Well, you can see again there. We don't know what they used, but it appears that it was pepper spray, where they were spraying on the crowd there. We also know that they fired some beanbag rounds at some of the protesters. Tony Plahetsky was with a woman who
K2B.
K2B.
Can you repeat this or see if they have a point of entry for us?
Jada Northeast. So we have an entry point for 7400 Boston for that target. Command. The second district, two commands out there assisting for the front.
PFP Homeland on J-Band.
Proceed, sir.
I need you to get in touch with this detail 50 seconds. They're still deploying OC spray into our operation.
Alright, that's 5 Kill Market.
That's correct.
Jada Southwest. Yes, ma'am. Just be advised, Homeland's still reaching out to me saying that whoever's deploying the CO out there on 52nd is still hitting their operation. We need them to decline. Dr. J, in reference to TX6527 robbery in progress, 1100 Winga Hawkins, the complaint is tracking this phone to the 25th district. Will your quote out? Take the information down, taking it to the 25th. I know they're busy.
Oliver 2 Charlie.
Oliver 2 Charlie.
Yeah, we run a tow or anything. I'm going to get this vehicle towed out of here. Straight tow. It's illegal. The driver's illegal.
2 Charlie, you can switch over to T10, Tom Van.
You doing straight tows?
Not 100% sure on that, sir. 25. Be advised, in reference to the 35th District robbery, they have this phone being tracked. Appears to be 3522 Old York Road. TX number is going to be 6527. That's 3522 Old York Road.
People alone, man. Exclude them from the victim side. Right. They don't gotta be here all the time. Sometimes you can just focus on yourself. Right. I bet you this. And we picked this up years ago, and we never integrated with these people. We would not die like George Floyd. We would never do that. And if I come
Per car 100, you were walked on, but I believe you said he wants all entrances and exits and parking lots covered around the 1st District.
130, solid copy.
$100.
100.
What was 160?
60 around into 1. Take, thank you, please.
$2501 on J.
2543.
Yes, sir. You have any X-ray cars on Route 1 north, just short of,
out by their vehicles in the middle there.
I would say Adamsport Project area?
The officers that are posted on State Street
All
are
right, so you got to switch over to the T-Town van. They use the X-ray units.
All right, I'll switch over.
All right, you good?
Everybody's on post by me.
Yeah, I'm straight. Thank you.
All right.
4380 State and Adams tail. Just staying on the tail, but that's where we're at.
4380 is at State and Adams with the tail end.
190 Franco, we're just passing Van Buren southbound State.
The front is still southbound State passing Van Buren.
That yesterday. He invited the MAGA folks to go and said that the MAGA people loved black people. How insulting can you be? But if that's the leadership we're experiencing right now, we should not be surprised by any of this. But on the other hand, we have 158 days to the next election.
Representative, is there anything that the president could say or do right now that you believe could help?
Well, I think.
Christopher Columbus Boulevard, into Berkeley in progress at the Dollar Tree. In a group inside. No flash. Repeated for the 3rd District. Snyder and Christopher Columbus Boulevard. Into Berkeley in progress at the Dollar Tree. Got a group looting. No flash. Hannah J. Proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Can you have Tech here start over the 4,000 monument over the Target? Reports of that store being looted right now.
Tech here. DCF Tech here on there. On T-Band. Can you have them switch back over to J-Band?
Tech Airport.
Yes, sir. Westband was requesting you to fly over 4,000 monument over top of the Target. We're getting reports of looting over there.
Okay, received.
Thank you, sir. West, be advised, they're also getting 4,000 Lancaster at the jewelry store, and the report of explosions over that way. So, Jai. Here, 22 car pursuit, black minivan, eastbound on Thompson from 29th. For the supervisor monitor. For the pursuit. Offensive officer. CO22, give me a description of the vehicle. Description of the vehicle. In the 16th district, getting 5-2 on Harvard for report of a person with a gun. Also report of 2 people shot on the highway, rescues en route. 5-2 on Harvard for getting a report of a person with a gun. Also report of 2 people shot on the highway. Nothing further. Come in, to location ahead now.
Flash from the vehicle. Can I go with tag? Twenty-third and Jefferson. There's again a person with a gun, also reported gunshots, 27 in Girard. This person with a gun coming in 900 North 26. Caller heard 2 shots, a white pickup truck, and a 4-door silver sedan, possibly involved in the list between southbound Altini. 22nd District person with a gun, 900 North 26. Caller heard 2 shots, also again reported gunshots, 27 in Girard, white pickup truck, and a 4-door silver sedan, possibly involved in the list between southbound Altini. Unknown if there's a victim at this time. He's caution responding. Car stand by 22nd, 900 North 26. Again a report of a person with a gun. Also reported gunshots, 3 shots heard. Also a white pickup truck and a 4-door sedan. Last thing going southbound Altini. It's again for the 22nd, 900 North 26. Again reported a person with a gun. Also reported gunshots. Gonna have 5 shots heard and a white pickup truck and a 4-door silver sedan. Last thing going southbound Altini. Officer 74 or 2399 Copman at Moselle. That's repeating in the 2nd District. Assist the officer 2399 Copman at Moselle. 2nd District, 2399 Copman, assist police on radio. It's again 2399 Copman, assist police on radio.
After the death.
Proceed.
Just be advised, Gordon Hunting Park, stop the police on location with people looting the Walgreens and the GameStop in the area of Gordon Hunting Park.
Proceed. Do you need additional out there from us?
Possibly 1 or 2 officers, ma'am, that's correct.
J-Van. Keep it right. Citywide curfew is going to be from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday morning. Can you do me a favor?
You see, as we continue here up north on 4th Street, you see a large group there on the corner, and it seems like there might be more around the corner. We'll get there in just a second.
Yeah, these just look like people who are out enjoying right now. It's we don't see those groups of people going into the store anymore. Are you hearing of any more looting anywhere in the area? It would be nice if we're not hearing about it, as we just talked to the representative. This is not about the demonstration. These are people creating an opportunity, crimes of opportunity, just to go in and loot.
And Kathy, we'd like to remind our viewers.
Well, there's some people running right now.
We'd like to remind our viewers that the city of Santa Monica has instituted a 4 p.m. curfew. We are less than an hour from that taking place, meaning it will be unlawful for these people to be in the street, which will change tactics dramatically for police in the way that they can approach some of these people who are looting. It will now be unlawful for them to be out and about in this area. Again, that curfew instituted by the city of Santa Monica, expecting to take place in less than an hour now at 4 p.m. Move further up. It was initially 8 p.m. Now again 4 p.m. And that's going to change things, hopefully, in the terms of police being able to kind of control this situation, this looting. It's incredible to me also, Kathy, that we're back here. We've been off this scene for maybe 20 minutes or so, and yet it still looks the same as it did 20 minutes ago. People coming in and out of stores in this area. I believe it's the intersection of 4th and Broadway. That Vance store just ransacked earlier today.
Car standby. 6th District, Christopher Columbus and Race. In a report of a person in the river. It's going to be a black male that jumped off the pier. Repeat over the 6th, Christopher Columbus and Race. Again, black male jumped off the pier. 03's en route. Through.
That officers in Santa Monica are stretched thin, right? They're blocking and trying to protect the 3rd Street Promenade, which remains closed. They're allowing people to peacefully demonstrate over there on Ocean. And then we saw a good contingency of officers at Santa Monica Place trying to protect the stores in that mall and make sure more people don't run in there. Have you heard anything about other agencies, outside agencies, coming in to assist? We also know, of course, the National Guard has been deployed to Los Angeles County to assist as needed.
I have yet to see or hear about any municipal police departments assisting here, or the sheriff's department for that matter, but there is a LAPD airship overhead that is assisting the officers with what's going on. Here goes more people out of the van store, throwing items right into that vehicle, and they're going to jump right in and take off. So that's what we're seeing, and really at the top left corner, it's out of the picture right now. I'll follow the car, but I'll show you as I zoom out, that intersection there, that corner there, that's the Santa Monica Place Mall, and that's where officers are currently securing. And here goes a car that just loaded up from the vans, and they're going to go right by the officers that are stopped there at the one of the entrances where the officers were securing it. It looks like maybe those motor officers have moved on, but certainly at the Bloomingdale's there's a line of patrol cars that are stopped here, and that person is just going to drive right by those officers, and they have no idea that what just happened right down the street.
All right, joining us on the phone in just a minute. We'll see if he is there. We have Sid Hale. He is an expert in law enforcement. Are you with us right now, Sid?
Yes.
Okay, what can you tell us about how police are policing this situation? If you have been watching, we are seeing looters going in and out of that mall there, the Santa Monica Place Mall. And what they're doing is in a coordinated effort, driving up cars, getting out of the cars, loading up boxes, as many as they can carry, jumping in the car and driving off. Some of the vehicles with their license plate covered. How do police handle a situation like this where they have a huge mall and then at the same time they have this peaceful demonstration going on the other side?
Well, that is the problem. What happens is that they're overwhelmed, so as a result, our focus of effort has to shift from enforcing the laws to keeping the peace. And so as a result, it means that some crimes are going to go, I don't want to say unpunished, but we don't have the ability to arrest. Now, I will say that if we have evidence, and we usually get a lot of evidence, and particularly this guy that you see is removing the plates, people will send these in after the riots, and a lot of our arrests occurred after the riots, and most of our recovery of property occurred after the riots when people actually gave us enough evidence to complete the investigation.
O3, we're on location. Found it. It's starting dragging.
Car standby, 19th District, in 7700 Overbrook. Going to be assist civilian by phone. They have this call stating that officer's going to be down. So repeat in 7700 Overbrook. Again, civilian by phone. Got a call that the officer's going to be down.
Second J.
Proceed.
100 Park, we're getting large crowds. Starting to loot at that location.
Proceed, sir. Additional out there?
Correct.
Jaded Northwest. Be advised, first up, that they have a large crowd forming Broad and Huntington Park. Requesting to see if we have any additional units we can spare for them. Broad and Huntington Park. Available, can slide over. Hi. Third. Broad and Huntington Park. Can assist other police. Going to be set to on location at Walgreens. So repeating for the 39th. At the Walgreens, Broad and Huntington Park. You're going to have an off-duty 369 on location. Except the police are involved.
It's a few blocks away.
That's frustrating. What happens is that you're looking at two different groups here. One is a crowd, one is a mob. A crowd is actually under the constitutional protection, and we are required to assist them in legitimate protests. Now, in some cases, it gets a little bit carried away, but we usually tend to be very lenient on it as long as there's no violence. The other group are not protesters. Those are thugs and thieves. The problem is that they steal the resources. So we're caught in this tactical dilemma between protecting the legitimate protesters and trying to enforce the laws to protect property. And so as a result of that, usually the senior incident commander, but often the ground commander, the deployed commander, has to decide where he or she is going to deploy their forces. Typically, that is on the side of public safety. And so although this is reprehensible and repugnant as far as the thefts are going, it's the least of the two responsibilities. And so personally, I think they made the right call, although I know that it's going to grind on them.
Sid, how much does the curfew help the officers who are patrolling this area?
Dramatic. I couldn't even begin to tell you. As a matter of fact, when they passed the curfew in 1992, on the last riots, the last big riot that I was in, the deputies nicknamed it reasonable cause looting.
K2B.
K2B.
I'm on the location of this target, 7200 Bustleton. Can I send a unit over, please?
State of Northeast, you still have a unit out there, 7400 Bustleton. You got K2 Barney and K4 out there. If you guys, they say that 232 is on location there.
Car standby, 2nd District. The assist 2399 come in. If you're not on location, can resume. Everything's under control. We have a few people in custody. That's repeating in a second. Assist the officer 2399 come in. You can resume if you're not on location. No injuries to police.
Just responded for the 2nd District for the assist 2399 Common Avenue. Official personnel on location. If you're not on location, you can resume. For the 2nd, 2399 Common Avenue. Sufficient personnel on location. If you're not on location, you can resume.
K2B, be advised, I need additional units for the corner of the store to stick with our cars while we check the building. There's one in the rear, we need to check.
Jada in Northeast, be advised, per K2 Barney, they're going to need additional out there to monitor the vehicles and as well for the rear of the property.
Into what's going on and how authorities are able to police this. Thank you, Sid Hale.
And as we're watching News Chopper 4 right now, we're seeing what appears to be an REI getting broken into. Can we go up to News Chopper 4 right now and see? Gil, are you still with us?
Hey, Jonathan, it's actually Eliana up here in News Chopper 4 Alpha this time. Yeah, no problem. Gil just left to go capture something down in the Orange County area, but we are looking at the REI store here on the cross of 4th and Santa Monica, where, as you said, there are looters going in, and here's an additional person coming up right now. They broke the glass there on the doors, and they are going in there. We've seen plenty of people come out with all types of recreational equipment, mostly bikes. So we've seen them go in there for bikes. REI has all sorts of sports equipment in there, and based off of how many things we saw them come out, I'd be surprised if there's more things in there to pull out, but just like that, additional people coming out with more merchandise.
And Eliana, are you seeing any police in this area? It appears like a free-for-all right now.
Let me double check for you, Jonathan, but at this point it looks like there are no officers on scene.
Okay.
All right, we're going to ask, right now we are continuing to follow what's going on, people breaking in, coming out with merchandise there. This all started when we went on the air, started following this peaceful protest that was happening in Santa Monica. Now we have seen the looting of shoe stores and now this bicycle shop, people in taking bikes right out.
.34 shields for redirection.
All of 8190's K9 units and Lot A units are to meet him at 34th and Shields for redirection. Again, all of 8190's K9 units and Lot A units are to meet at 34th and Shields for redirection.
This responded for the 24th District Assist, Armingo and Gold. This person's on location.
190 X-ray, did that door get closed?
For the 20.
Your squad, they're working on it right
Gordon Vaughn. Also at 12th and Arch.
I think an Arch would be nice. APCA.
11th and Arch.
Mark and Juniper.
11th and Market.
18th and Market. 8th and Arch.
Ripped the license plate cover off. He did pay a price because he got socked in the face. But again, yes, we don't qualify them as that. These are people who just are taking advantage of a crime of opportunity and going in and taking things. And we do apologize for the use of certain descriptions of these people. Again,
contact the EOC. Let them know the number of mules they need, and I will get it from them and start shipping it to them ASAP.
Isaac, can I also have all those locations written down if somebody wants to call and get them?
All right, I still need the number of mules for them.
We have the number of the units that need food supervisors for those areas need to call EOC to give numbers that are needed.
You ever have the number?
61123.
Say that again.
61123.
Isaac 5. Isaac 10 right here.
Isaac 10.
6-7.
in Colorado, but no police in this area. You know, Kathy, at moments we would see people just randomly run in a certain direction. We would assume that police were there. We haven't seen that here in the last 5 or so minutes.
Yeah, it was interesting because we would see them take off all of a sudden and just scatter, and then you'd think that an officer was close by, or a patrol car or lights, something, you know, to make them do that, but then we really wouldn't see anything. What strikes me is interesting, though, is they see the police helicopter over them. They see our helicopter, so they know that there are eyes on them, and they've seen the police presence. Certainly, they know police are in the area, and yet they're still going in and taking items out of these stores. Look at this. We see some officers right here on the street. What street is this that we're on right now, Ileana?
Kathy, this is going to be Ocean Avenue. This is the peaceful protest. This is the reason why people are out here. They are still calling for an end to police brutality and to seek justice in the death of George Floyd. These are the people that were out here earlier today walking the streets of Santa Monica, and a lot of them have now just sat down here on Ocean Avenue, really not causing any problem. They're still waving their signs and still trying to get their message heard. And some of them are actually walking away as we speak, headed closer to the ocean. Dispersal.
Yeah, I wonder if there was an announcement made about the curfew, or, you know, if they've been told somehow that this curfew is going to be going into place soon. You see officers there on the left side marching in. So it makes me wonder, people starting to take pictures of that, of the officers moving in. So we are about 35 minutes away from that curfew going into place. We'll have to see what happens here, if that crowd continues to disperse or if anyone stays behind.
Yeah, it looks like we lost about half of the crowd there in just a matter of about 30 seconds, but most of them seem to have come off to the side of the road. So perhaps there was some sort of announcement that was made by the officers that if they didn't clear the roadway, that they could be arrested. But you see, most of them, at least half of them rather, are still sitting down in the middle of the street. There is one person who is speaking to the crowd. You see them clapping in regards to what that person is saying. But this group is actually a lot larger than what we're seeing here. There's a secondary group, and I think they're just a little further way down, and there's that second bunch of the group. They're just to the south. They're just south of PCH. So this is where we see this other half of the peaceful group.
Your shot here. We want to bring in the Chief of Police for the Santa Monica Police Department, Cynthia Renaud. And forgive me if I mispronounce your last name. We appreciate you being with us right now as we continue to see images of a peaceful protest that's happening on Ocean Avenue. But we understand, Chief, that in about 30 minutes or so, a curfew is going to go into effect.
Car environment 26 units respond to this is 2600 Germantown, non-location goes. Resume sufficiently personnel on location, no injuries. Phantom 26 units respond to 2600 Germantown. One assistive and on location. Resume sufficiently personnel on location.
Just responding for the assist for 2600 Germantown Avenue. Just personnel on location, but on location can't resume. Everything's under control. So again, for the 26 districts assist, 2600 Germantown. Just personnel on location, but on location you can't resume. WPRW 578, time at 6:25 p.m.
getting a lot of the attention. But then, you know, there are still a lot of crowds. And that thought that you just mentioned went through my head, is that in a few weeks, are we going to have a big outbreak of COVID-19, and then we're going to have these restrictions or stay-at-home orders put, and it's going to come back and it's going to be like, well, that's because of the protests that happened. Have you talked to Dr. Ferrer? I imagine she's not thrilled about seeing this either.
I'm sure she's not. I have not talked to her today, but make no mistake, I mean, justice does need to be served. There is no question that the murder of George Floyd has to be discussed and has to be dealt with. But
we are one with our community in the protest and in the feelings and in them expressing their sentiments, but we will not stand for the criminal behavior and the looting that's taking place.
Car 100.
So one cancel state one. The third watch personnel that were on the CTA bus are to board the CTA bus and stage at 31st and Drive. And everybody else will.
Ma'am, could you please draw me a number?
Head to headquarters.
All right, you said they're to stage at 31st and Lakeshore Drive?
31st and Drive, and it's just the third watch that was on the CTA bus from 1. Just those officers.
All right, per car 100, just the third watch officers that were on the CTA bus, you are to stay on the bus and then be taken over, and you'll be staging at 31st and King. Again,
they're actually wearing masks, but I don't think they're wearing them out of concern for COVID, quite frankly. But you know, that's the difference to me, is that usually these type of displays take place in the dead of night, and now you're seeing it in daylight and with cameras rolling, and they don't care. They don't care.
I know, it's so heartbreaking. What is the majority of the people reaching out to you? I mean, you mentioned the business owners who are scared, but what about local residents? Because we saw just, you know, yesterday there were people who were seeing protesters climb their buildings, scale the walls, and it was very frightening for a lot of people. So is the community reaching out to you about that as well?
Absolutely. The communities are reaching out because they're wondering who's going to be next. Where is this going to happen next? Are we going to be protected? And, you know, I take my hat off to Chief Moore, to Sheriff Villanueva.
There. Now, they had thought ahead, and they put up barriers outside that Santa Monica place, that huge mall there. They placed barriers outside of the stores, but we saw people go right through them. They ripped them down. They went in any way they could and then made access into the mall from several different locations. The first spot we saw was the Nordstrom, and then at the Bloomingdale's, they were in that area as well. And that's where we saw police really stage a large presence. They had a group of officers go in. Unfortunately, because it is a half-closed mall, we couldn't see what was happening inside, but twice we know that police went into that mall. And now it looks like, Jonathan, people are starting to move about, and it's not the organized group anymore.
No, and you know, well, I mean, this is the group now being told that is something that we want to stress we've consistently seen all afternoon through the streets of Santa Monica. But now they are being told to disperse and to go home because in less than half an hour, they will be considered an unlawful assembly. That's what they've been deemed as now, being told to go home because at 4 o'clock, they will not differentiate between a peaceful protester and a looter. They will combine them. They will just be people out on the street unlawfully because that curfew will be in effect.
Yeah.
Least of my concerns right now. I would rather have people to be able to protest in peace and at least practice the mask and social distancing, if that's what it's going to take to prevent the looting from taking place, I believe everyone needs to have a voice. I know the frustration. Again, I've talked and I have friends who went out to Pan Pacific Park.
That's going to be 727 East 111. All arrestees to Area 2, 727 East 111.
751, select the wagon, our prisoners, to bring them there. We can get confirmation over the air.
CD2?
C2.
Do you have the two that were picked up at Kinsey?
Take them.
Okay, did you copy the info? They have to go to Area 2 now. Area 2, 727 East 111th. Area 1 is full.
Got it.
Okay.
6217 Charlie.
No, 10-1, Douglas to Central Park. Central Park in Douglas from an auto accident. We have an officer on the ground. 10-1, Central Park in 6107 Charlie, were you coming in?
Frank.
190 Frank, go.
Stop. I know we told some bikes off to go to Central Business District, but I think some of the bikes that are still on is started for the line of march. We're like...
Some of the big chains, but they're also targeting businesses that were looking forward to trying to get back on their feet. And it is truly opportunist, and this does not represent the majority that are out there peacefully protesting on behalf of George Floyd. These are people that truly are taking down this community.
So the LA County Sheriff's Department is involved, obviously, to a great degree in trying to quell this rioting. Not so much the protests, but what we're seeing in terms of the looting.
Cop situation happens, it's just such a punch in the gut to all of the regular nice police officers out there, because we do see so many circumstances of good with police officers. We all know good police officers, and the bad eggs taint it for everyone, and then this frustration and aggression is taken out on them, and being, you know, in the press, in the
K2B.
K2B.
Be advised, we cleared the target. You're going to put us all back.
Receive, sir.
Frank, just find out from the tag teams that are trailing us what...
190 Frank, you cut out. Are you wanting to know where the rear is? All right, where is the rear? 190 Frank, I believe, is requesting where the rear is for the tag team.
21st and State Street, those all incidents, so part of it stopped, and now they're continuing on. 20th Street is the end.
190 Frank, 21st and State is the end.
In the back squad that's a little aggressive, and a few of the bikes I think that the lieutenant was looking for, they're back here as well.
All right, 190 Frank, the tail end is at 21 and State. There are a few in the back that are being a little bit aggressive, and there's some bike units still in the back also.
All right, you got a group that turned around and is going northbound on State.
All right, there's a group that just peeled off, turned around, and is now going northbound on State.
Yeah, 190 Frank, there seems to be a little bit confused within the group.
They're just stopped past Sherman.
Okay, they're saying that group just stopped past Sherman.
Squad, Cermak at 23rd, we got a big group stop.
Cermak at 23rd, they got a big group stop. Cermak at 23rd.
Want to head to headquarters.
And at 100, go ahead, sir.
Squad, if this group split and anyone went north, I want one TAC and the bikes that return to the Central Business District to stay with that group and advise on the numbers and the direction.
All right, for the group that just peeled off and turned around going back northbound on State, per car 100, one TAC team and the 1st District bike team are to stay with that group.
At 100, it was the 1st District TAC team stay with them, and the bikes that were set back by car 43 goes with that group. Everybody else that was staying with its march is staying with its headquarters.
8380, tell those squad cars that are in the back of this to peel off. They're getting surrounded. Tell them not to come any further. Tell them to peel off. Get out of the crowd.
All right, the cars that are in the rear, you're to peel off. Peel off. You're getting surrounded. Peel off. Do not get into the crowd.
68, I have a squad car that's in the middle. I need bikes over here to start clearing this out.
All right, I need bikes over towards the middle. Bikes over towards the middle to start clearing this out. For the group that turned around and started going northbound on State, I need the 1st District TAC team and the bike units that were returning to the Central Business District. The bike teams 4, 5, and 6 are to stay with that group that turned around going back north.
1961, we need the bikes right here.
1961 is saying he needs bikes in the rear.
Right, get the bikes over at State and Cermak right now so we can get our cars out of here.
All right, they want the bikes over at State and Cermak. They want the bikes at State and Cermak right now to get them out of there.
All right, 190 Frank, we're working on it. But these guys, we need these guys, that guy's in the cars. The driver's in the cars. Come back south, Louis, come back south. 190 Frank, if we're pulling off squad cars in the back, let's pull them off. We're not adding to this.
All right, per 190 Frank, if you're pulling off squad cars in the rear, pull them off. They're not adding to it. If you're pulling them off in the rear, pull off the squad cars. Do not add to it.
Let's all welcome the new subscriber to the chat.
And we don't know if they're calling for this to disperse, but we can tell you that there's still several blocks that are shut down as a result of the looting that was taking place. They are still looking for people that were running away from Santa Monica Place with merchandise. In the meantime, this is a new development here. They just brought in some sort of tactical vehicle. You can see right there, it's an armored plated vehicle, and Santa Monica PD stepping up their presence right now where this intersection comes together. It's Ocean Avenue, Colorado, entrance to the pier, and it appears that they might be getting ready to shut this down.
Larry Glenn Walker back with you. If they shut this down, I mean, they've kind of have all these people surrounded at this point. How do you disperse them in a peaceful manner?
Of a LAPD officer with in critical condition as a result of apparently a bottle to the head, and there have been other injuries to law enforcement officers as well. But my question about that, we were told that there's no bail, and as a result, once they are processed, they were released OR on their own recognizance. Is the no bail policy because of COVID-19, or is that because of the new state law?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. I mean, the county's been very focused on moving to no bail, especially for those that financially cannot afford it, that traditionally they would have been put out on bail had they had means. So we've been trying to, based on the crime, but with COVID, I think it exacerbated the situation. We tried to bring down the number of people in our jails.
At this point, we can tell you, very peaceful. We haven't seen any altercations at all. But now a big increase in the presence of not only Santa Monica police, but the LAPD helicopter overhead assisting Santa Monica to try and get this group to get them contained and then get them to disperse.
Okay, Larry, I know you're going to have to take off here at any moment, but real quick question. Do things look under control?
Just let us know. We got plenty of resources east of you. If you need there, just let us know.
Hi, Don. I can.
$190 Frank.
$190 Frank.
Squad, we're going to have to block southbound traffic on state from Thermac, vehicular traffic. We got some bikes at Thermac and State if they can help out with that. And then we'll take the actual tacking from 19 and 24 again at the end here on state.
If you're not familiar with who Antoine Rose is, Antoine Rose, 17-year-old boy, unarmed black child in the city of Pittsburgh who was gunned down by police officers. War zone. There's no conviction.
Traffic at State and Thermac.
Freeway. Everything looks to be very much under control. The big difference, a huge increase in the amount of police presence here in Santa Monica.
All right, Larry Welk in Sky 5. Appreciate this fine work you have done here this afternoon. Again, you were looking live.
I'm frustrated in that I feel that what occurred in Minneapolis was horrific. I know we've come a long way here, but what you're seeing from the people, at least, and I know some people that were at Pan Pacific Park yesterday, they were protesting in support of the people in Minnesota. And we recognize, and they recognize, that we've come a long way, but I recognize we've got a long way to go. We are working together. I mean, our commission that's been put in play to be oversight for the is diverse as it relates to each appointee on that commission. So we've come a long way, as has the LAPD. I mean, Chief Moore has been unbelievably transparent.
The corner of Colorado and Ocean Avenue, and they've kind of assembled there, and they're hoping, I guess, at some point the plan is to try to disperse these people. As Larry Welk mentioned a couple of moments ago, police are in contact with the people that are in charge of the protest. Unfortunately, as we have seen, a group of people broke off.
Officers running inside a possible building on fire. 2200 North Highway. Assist the officers, civilian by phone.
COVID-19, and Jonathan mentioning once again, we'll see what happens in 14 days because we're seeing these large groups come together and, not practicing social distancing, not everyone wearing a mask out there.
We want to get up to Eliana Moreno and News Chopper 4 Alpha following what's happening in the city of Santa Monica. We are 10 minutes now from a curfew taking effect, which will give law enforcement an entirely new strategy on how they approach people who are out in the street, especially the people who are looting. We've seen today, Eliana, is that these have been peaceful demonstrations, but as we heard within the last 20 minutes, those demonstrations have now been declared an unlawful assembly. What are you seeing, Eliana?
Los Angeles area with the coronavirus and everything being shut down. And but they managed to get that under control. And again, they're all assembled here, all the protesters now, peacefully, it appears at this point, at Colorado and Ocean Avenue. And hopefully they'll begin to break this up soon. Santa Monica also issuing a curfew, and that will take place starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon, which is less than an hour and a half away. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And meantime, the Highway Patrol has shut down all the off-ramps of the 10 freeway into Santa Monica. So if anybody wanted to drive and participate in this, at this point, that is not going to happen.
X-ray, approaching 26th Street, approaching 26th.
All right, the front is now approaching 26th Street. The front is now approaching 26th Street for 100 X-ray.
1961, the rear is at 24th Place.
1961, the rear is at 24th Place.
$46.90.
4690.
But looks like you got a bunch of protesters going north on Wabash towards Trump Tower.
All right, 4690 is now advising that there are a bunch of protesters going north on Wabash towards Trump Tower. And again, 4690 says he has a group of protesters going northbound on Wabash towards Trump Tower. Do I have some cars up there with them?
Car 40.
Roadway as the curfew set to take effect here, but these people here, this smaller group, much smaller group, willing to, continue their civil disobedience and risk getting arrested in the next 7 minutes or so, as they've already been declared an unlawful assembly.
is involved in this situation, are part of the protest. I've actually seen a couple of on social media some video of people spray painting and doing some destruction, and people from Black Lives Matter coming and say, "Hey, don't do this. You're painting Black Lives Matter on a wall, but what you're doing, this is not what we're doing. We don't want the destruction. You're the one causing the anarchy and the destruction." And who exactly those people are, we're not sure. I mean, there's several factions out there that have been mentioned. One of them is Antifa. There's other people claiming that it's white supremacist.
To come in to help the city of Los Angeles. We'll show you some video of where they are stationed. The convention center is essentially home base right now for
they get arrested. They will go to a federal correctional facility, and they will be treated like a foreign terrorist, and they will not be able to get to be bailed out of jail. And again, you're looking on the left side of your screen. These are live images coming from a chopper looking down on the streets of Santa Monica, where things appear to be under control, much better than it was earlier with all this looting going on. What you see on the right side is people running out of Santa Monica Place after looting the stores in there. The police managed to, in Santa Monica, managed to get that under control in less than an hour, because at the point when this started, they were all concentrating on what was going on at Santa Monica City Hall, which was a protest, and all the resources were kind of watching the situation there. And before that point, everything had been pretty peaceful. The people had, this kind of thing started on Montana. They marched west through the streets of Santa Monica to where they are now, and they kind of broke everything up. And again, if you have any interest in joining this situation in Santa Monica, and you don't live in Santa Monica, it's not going to happen. All of the off-ramps from the 10 freeway into Santa Monica have now been shut down as the Santa Monica police try to figure out some way to get all these people dispersed. This is something that they obviously have a lot of experience at. You see there, I believe that was that's actually live image there. So apparently it looks like on the left side of the screen that some looting may still be going on. A little hard to tell at this point. We just saw somebody run out and jump into a car and take off. Best case scenario, that's just somebody says, it's time to get out of here and go home. And we'll see what happens next. We also know that there is a protest taking place down at Huntington Beach. We showed you that probably about an hour ago. At this point, we don't know where that one's going. But that's not the first protest we've seen in Huntington Beach. During the coronavirus pandemic crisis, we saw protesters in Huntington Beach. That was a different protest. That was people that were saying that their civil rights have been violated by these stay-at-home orders, and the fact that businesses, some were being shut down and some were allowed to stay open, and as well as religious freedom. They were upset about that. But the protest down there now, all involving this, and that is the death of George Floyd in the city of Minneapolis, which is where this all started, and it's nationwide. I mean, what we saw last night in Los Angeles, we have seen in the city of Minneapolis, we've seen it in Atlanta, we've seen it in New York City, a lot of it in the borough of Brooklyn more than any place else. And it just, it continues, and this is the fourth day. And hopefully, at this point, things will start settling down. The National Guard, now in Los Angeles, so if there's any more problems in the city of Los Angeles, the National Guard will be deployed. They're ready to go. And again, you don't see the National Guard here in Santa Monica. But it just depends on the municipality. If a city needs it, they're going to have to go to the governor and request it. But if things continue to stay out of control, maybe some point where the federal government ends up taking over the situation, and hopefully things do not get to that point. Also, last night we saw looting on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, and Beverly Hills now at this point, they also have a curfew That'll start at 4 p.m. just like Santa Monica till 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. And in the city of Los Angeles, also a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5:30. And as a matter of fact, that would be the city of L.A. as well as the unincorporated areas of L.A. County will have that same 8 p.m. curfew, as well as jurisdictions that are patrolled by the Sheriff's Department. And that would be a city like West Hollywood. They don't have their own police department, so they rely and contract out to the Sheriff's Department to take care of their streets. And again, these are live images coming to you from the city of Santa Monica, where we've got a curfew coming up in about an hour and 17 minutes. At this point, that's a lot of cars and a lot of people to get off the streets, so it'll be interesting to see how and when that happens. And there you see the curfews that are in effect. Again, Los Angeles starts at 8 o'clock tonight. Beverly Hills at 4 o'clock tonight. West Hollywood, 8 o'clock tonight till sunrise. Culver City, also 8 o'clock. And in Santa Monica, which you're looking at now, the curfew will start at 4 p.m. And again, most of those curfews lasting until 5:30 in the morning, except for West Hollywood, which it'll last until sunrise, which is about 5:30 p.m. or 5:30 a.m. or sometime shortly after that. And again, this protest today in Santa Monica started on Montana, moved down to the beach, to the promenade area, and then over to City Hall. And the protest at City Hall, everything appeared to be under control, but then a few blocks away from there at the Santa Monica promenade, some people taking advantage of the police concentrating on City Hall, and they started looting the mall. And Santa Monica police resources were moved over to that area, and they managed to get that under control. And it looks like things at the promenade and the Santa Monica place at this point are just fine, but we will see what happens. So also down in Huntington Beach, they have now declared the protest down there an unlawful assembly. That has been declared in Huntington Beach, so we assume that the Huntington Beach police at this part are probably trying to clear those folks out. And again, this is the fourth day of these protests, and you've got to figure at some point, even for the protesters, that fatigue may begin to set in, and hopefully after today, things will start to settle down with a new work week starting tomorrow, but that just remains to be seen. Again, you're watching KTLA 5 News. I'm Glenn Walker. Fourth day of protest here in Southern California and around the nation. We are seeing similar scenes like this in just about every major metropolitan area in the United States, from Boston, New York City, Minneapolis, Detroit, Miami, Atlanta, the nation's capital. We've seen protesters outside of the White House.
Copy the pad 31st Street. The pad 31st Street. Public Safety Headquarters has Flex Clubs distributed.
All right, the group is past 31st Street and the Flex Clubs have been distributed.
190 Frank.
190 Frank.
Sam with 100 if he's over at Public Safety Headquarters.
100 for a mobile. 100 for a mobile.
7,000, you looking for somebody at Public Safety Headquarters?
Frank 100's on the air. Go ahead.
What's the person are we giving these?
100, were you able to copy him?
I was not.
Me either. 190 Frank, try again. They keep cutting you out.
I don't know if this is bothering you, and I'm sorry if it's coming up now.
All units, please. There's a female officer that keeps having an open key. All units, check your radios. Have your partners check your radios. There's a female officer that keeps having an open key. All units, please be mindful of the location of your radios and your mics. Car 43, go ahead.
2-3.
2-3?
Platoon 3, guaranteed rate 3. I've got about 100 people trying to get into a store over here at 47th and Prairie. We're approaching the corner now.
All right, Platoon 3 at Guaranteed Rate Field, 47 and Prairie, has about 100 people trying to get into a store. Again, 47 and Prairie, Platoon 3 at Guaranteed Rate Field has about 100 people trying to break into a store.
Okay. 100 X-ray, 33rd Street. We're at 33rd Street.
100 X-ray said the group is at 33rd Street now.
Tail to 31.
The tail is at 31st. The tail is at 31. The beginning of the group is at 33rd.
Frank.
190 Frank.
And then mobile is 100 again.
100 for a mobile. Car 100 for a mobile. For a mobile, please.
100, 100, just for information purposes. For everyone at headquarters, per car 8, they don't want to bring any arrestees to the building. In the event somebody gets over the fence, they are to be handcuffed and secure them in the parking lot, preferably towards the center so that the other protesters don't have a line of sight on them.
All right, information.
Mobile with me.
190 Frank was trying to mobile with you. Go ahead with your mobile 190.
What direction are we giving these?
47th and Prairie, 47th and Prairie, phone model.
Where do you want them to go?
100, I did not copy.
I didn't either.
Great. Sir, what he's looking for is, we heard there's skirmish lines at headquarters. When we get to 35th and State, which direction we're going to try to get him to go? Stage, I have him be on State, or try to get him to go on Michigan? Car 40. Car 40.
Car 40.
To make sure any demonstrators that are going by headquarters, you try to keep them go south. We don't want anyone trying to come west on 35th beyond the Riots.
All right, per car 40, keep them going south. They don't want anyone going westbound towards the Ryan.
Throwing bottles at 47th and Prairie.
47 and Prairie, they're throwing bottles. They're throwing bottles at 47 and Prairie.
381.
4381.
I copy that right. You do not want them going westbound towards the Ryan?
Correct. For car 40, keep them going south. No one is to go towards the Ryan. 100 X-ray.
I'm going to use salt trucks because it's all, every police officer is on the east side. I'll get the salt trucks to block the west side.
100 X-ray is going to get the salt trucks to block the west side. Police officers are going to be in the east. They're going to use salt trucks to block the west side. No one is to go towards the Dan Ryan. If any arrests are made in handcuffs, you're to use your flexi-cuffs to secure them. Do it to the center of the parking lot. Keep them out of view of other protesters. Cut out. Try again.
500.
4500.
7500. We got a location of the protesters now.
I need a location on the front end of the protesters on state.
They're approaching 35th Street. We're using the area flags to try to block westbound 35th because all the other people are already on the east side. So they're making the line now. Salt trucks are blocking southbound right now on 35th. Public safety personnel are blocking east. And the bikes are blocking west. Tails at 35th. We move the salt trucks and try to make it go south. Tails at 33rd.
Again, I'm getting information that they're still throwing bottles at 47 and Prairie, and Zone 5 is asking for help.
You got looters on 47 and Cottage.
190, you hit your emergency button. 190.
Okay.
They're saying there are looters at 47 and Cottage. 190 on Citywide 6.
X-ray, they're at the intersection 35th and State. You have bikes on both sides, blocking State and blocking southbound on State.
All right, the group is at the intersection of 35th and State. We have bikes on both sides, and salt trucks are blocking southbound. And again, is 190 on Citywide 6. You hit your emergency button.
We'll call. 190 Frank.
190 Frank.
Just let her know we're trying to get this group to continue south on State. We're going to move two of these salt trucks to open up southbound State next.
All right, they're going to move two of these salt trucks to get them to block southbound State.
So open it up. We have to get someone to go.
Oh, I need the units to open up. So open it up southbound State so the trucks can get through. 2550 just hit their emergency button.
inside us.
Who is trying to come in?
190 Frank, can I move with 100X?
100 X-ray for a mobile.
100 X-ray. Hey, you want to move these tow trucks that are at 35th and State? You can move one of them, a couple of them can just back up and we can block westbound access and then rearrange bikes around that. Mike, I'll come up to you. I couldn't hear you. I'm coming up from 35th Place. I'll be right there.
Three.
6223 George.
6223 George.
So we got flagged down by citizens that there's some individuals on the east side of State Street by Kinsey who are mixing up some chemicals or something on the side of the road, like three males wearing black hoodies. I think some cars are close to them right now.
All right, 6223 George is getting information from a citizen that on the east side of State and Kinsey, there are three males in black hoodies mixing up some sort of chemicals. Do I have some units over there? You cut out. Who do I have going over to State and Kinsey for these three males?
6212, we can check that out.
6212-10-4, State and Kinsey. Three males wearing all black hoodies, and again mixing chemicals, so use caution for the citizen. Is that 6252?
752.
6752, checking it out also, 10-4.
To Adam.
Platoon 2, Adam?
Do we have anybody with jumper cables for Canal and Kenzie? I got a vehicle that tied out.
Anybody that can help out with jumper cables at Canal and Kenzie for Platoon 2, Adam? They have a vehicle that died. Jumper cables, anyone? Canal and Kenzie, please.
D2.
Is there somebody coming in that can help them? And again, one more time, does anybody have jumper cables that can help out at Canal and Kinsey with a car with Platoon 2, Adam? Was that 6212 coming in? 6752, you said it was unfounded? Unfounded, okay. And Platoon 2, car 43, go ahead.
At that headquarters deployment line facing westbound on 35th Street at Michigan, move up to the parking lot of De La Salle High School. At that whole line, move up to just to the parking lot of the De La Salle High School.
All right, for the group at headquarters, the line that's facing westbound at 35th in Michigan, you're to move up to the parking lot at De La Salle High School. The whole line is to be moved up to the parking lot at De La Salle.
Got it, squad. They're moving. Thank you.
D2.
That's static, try again.
D2.
Charlie David 2.
Try to get a cell number for me for beat 6751 so I can call them.
6751.
Yes, what do you need?
CD2 is asking for a cell number so he can contact you.
Second.
Car 43.
At that line that I just moved, come all the way up. Have them come all the way up to State Street. All right, they're going to back these officers up here all the way up.
All right, for that line on 35th Street that just moved, the car 43 needs that line to come all the way up. He wants it to come all the way up.
6751.
6751.
PT2, is there somewhere I can call you? I don't really want to be putting my cell phone number over Citywide 6.
CD2. CD2.
Yeah, here's the number to call. 773 573 0912.
6751, did you copy that?
That is taken. Citywide 6. South 31. 1862 or 61, Sergeant Bell, go across the street to Smith and Walensky, check out this group. They might be the ones mixing stuff.
1862, 1861, they need you to go across the street to Smith and Walensky for this group mixing stuff.
Can you repeat that?
They want Sergeant Bell to go across the street to Smith and Walensky regarding this group mixing stuff.
They're at 318 North State. They're just south of your position on the west side of the street. They're on bikes.
1861, they're going to be at 318 on State, just south of your position on bikes.
Platoon 3.
Platoon 3.
Yeah, squad, it looks like there's a fire on the CTA platform at 47th Street. I think that's the green line there, 47th, just east of Prairie. We've got black smoke coming from the CTA.
Fire on the CTA platform at 47th Street on the green line, just east of Prairie. We'll notify fire. Everybody stand by. We got to make a quick switch.
Yes. R5 X-ray.
R5X.
That's squad for the officers on the line at 35th and the officers on the line at 35th and State on the southeast corner near the bus shelter. There are 4 individual subjects there that were just having a meeting behind the salt trucks discussing options for this. So have the officers. You may have some agitators in that little spot, that little pocket.
At 35th and State, southeast corner in the bus shelter, 4 meeting behind the salt trucks if someone could check them out.
2793. We'll send us to take a look. Have the guys on the line be aware of the spot for some agitators. 195, do you have anyone from intelligence on this?
194 gets asking if anyone from intelligence is on this.
1800 X-ray.
1800 X-ray.
Yeah, so your officers assigned down on State Street in Kinsey. I don't want any traffic, any foot traffic coming south of Kinsey. Unless they live here, they'll have some. If that whole street is closed, the bridge is closed, there's no reason anybody should be coming south of Kinsey on State.
Alright, all units on State Street, anyone on State Street, no foot traffic south of Kinsey, no foot traffic south of Kinsey unless they live in the area.
Well, those 4 individuals on 35th State, right?
Try that again.
Those individuals behind the bus stop? Company 190.
7190.
Somebody looking for somebody from the intelligence section?
190 Frank was asking if anyone from intelligence was on this.
Yes, we're monitoring. Okay, great. Can you put eyes on the ground here on these those 3 that 5 experts pointing out? Your location.
fifth and State. 5 X-ray is pointing out those 3 individuals dressed in all black.
5 X-ray.
88X88, there's smoke in the building.
88X88 said there's smoke in the building. 88X-ray, where's the building? X-ray smoke in the building. What's the address or the location of the building? Car 9.
Where are the officers who have the keys to the wagon in front of headquarters, outside number 6115? Your agents, officers?
All right, outside number 6115, who has keys to the wagon, come back to the front. Anyone with keys to the wagon, 6115, come back to the front, please.
We're just looking for who are they, squad? Who are they?
Okay, who's the unit that has the wagon, 6115, that's in front of headquarters? They're looking for the keys.
That's all I can district wagon, they're in the,
You got cut out. You said it was a district wagon. Which district?
2, they're at the, I think they're walking back out to their vehicle.
All right, they're from 2. They're coming back out to the car.
4 things.
Can you do that description one more time? They were said by the 3 individuals on 35th and State.
There's 3 guys with black hoodies. So we have.
Yeah, you got a truck coming.
And the X-ray said that there's a truck coming.
There's also some guys with hoodies, red hoodies, goggles, black hoodies, and goggles who are on that southeast corner.
All right, you got guys in red hoodies, black hoodies on the southeast corner. And they got people on them.
Charlie Frank.
3 Charlie Frank.
At headquarters, no, we got about 10 to 12 walking north on Michigan towards headquarters from 37.
Okay, headquarters. 10 to 12 walking northbound on Michigan from 37th Street. Got a group of 10 to 12 walking northbound on Michigan from 37th Street to headquarters.
Whoever called out that group northbound on Michigan from 37. What does it look like? More protester type or spectator type?
3 Charlie Frank.
Look like more protesters. All right, 10-4. We'll reposition if need be.
4 Sam.
4 Sam.
Biggest that group coming northbound on Michigan?
It's 10 to 12 people.
9 Adam.
9 Adam.
Let the units know out there that garage 1 is closed right now.
Garage 1 is closed. Garage 1 is closed.
Frank.
190 Frank.
So we're going to move those tax teams that were trailing us west of State Street on 31st, 5th Street. We're going to stage them over there.
So you're going to move them west of State Street on 31st Street. Tax teams that were trailing west of State Street on 31st.
We're going to put them on 35th for now, Cliff.
Okay. Put them on 35th Street. West of State on 35th Street.
Squad on at headquarters. Is there anybody over there now? Is that the group at 31st State? I didn't catch that.
So we have someone over at headquarters. Someone over at headquarters.
To grow significantly. Meanwhile, we want to get right to Megan Reyes live in News Chopper 4 Alpha over the Fairfax neighborhood. We're getting a better idea of the damage from overnight. Megan, I have no idea if you even slept. You worked late into the night bringing us these images. And how are you doing and what are you seeing?
Hey, listen, we were here last night, Michelle. We saw when these buildings were on fire. This is the Fairfax Melrose district. This is Melrose Boulevard, the 7600 block of Melrose, just a little east of Fairfax. Now, this building right here at Nail Salon caught on fire last night. This was one of the first significant buildings that caught fire. And once fire departments were diverting their attention to that fire, we had a second fire erupt just blocks away. Look what remains. You know what's really sad is that these are some small mom and pop shops that were really hit hard during the COVID-19 pandemic. They were just given the green light to reopen, and then look what happened. We have a lot of shops here along Melrose Avenue that have been looted, but I want to divert our attention over to Fairfax. That's where we saw a lot of activity yesterday, and you were talking about the National Guard. First of all, here's Fairfax High School. This is Melrose and Fairfax. Now, there was a lot of looting, a lot of fires here set, I would say rubbish fires set along Fairfax Avenue. Let me show you the National Guard. You're talking about them being deployed. We do have visual of a couple of National Guard units set up right here along Fairfax. We're going to try to see. There's one of them right there. This is near Fairfax High School, and you can see the remnants on the ground as we reposition here the helicopter. You'll be able to see what I'm trying to tell you. You can see the burnt remains. There were fires all along Fairfax Avenue yesterday. This entire area between 3rd Street and Melrose along Fairfax Avenue, significant damage from all the looting. And right now, as daylight comes up here on Los Angeles, we'll see all the damage that happened yesterday.
Breaking news tonight, rage across America. Protesters out today over the killing of George Floyd after a night of nationwide violence. Parts of Atlanta trashed, Minneapolis set on fire. Clashes with police in cities big and small. Businesses destroyed. The protesters outside the White House right now. On alert, the Pentagon readying the military to go into Minneapolis if needed.
We can have troops in the ground very quickly.
The entire National Guard there called up for the first time ever. New curfews set for tonight as cities brace for the worst. Agents of chaos. Who is turning the protests violent?
Far-left extremist groups using Antifa-like tactics.
The new plan to crack down.
Now the police presence has really had its effect. So things have really calmed down here in the city of Santa Monica. We heard that they were planning to have a curfew in the city of Santa Monica beginning at 4 p.m. We're not sure if that is still in place or not, but far fewer people moving around. Now we understand that there are still some people moving around 4th and Broadway right now. And we're going to try and maneuver around here just a little bit here to see if that is still going on elsewhere. You see a lot of debris on the street here. That's we believe that
having cars just full of them going there, dropping off some of the folks who run inside through a broken window. They're just kicking out the glass. They're going through the doors, grabbing what they can, just handfuls. We're talking jeans, backpacks, any equipment that they can get. REI was one of those stores that was hit pretty hard and then had those small fires that were started in there. And LAFD needs to get inside of those places to put those fires out so that they don't start spreading. You can just imagine what devastation would happen if one of those fires started to spread, moving on to all those businesses. They're so closely joined together, pretty much sharing walls down in that area. So they're asking people to make their way for the LAFD firefighters to get inside of there to be able to do their work through all of this chaos. So again, this is some of the cell phone video, some of the ground crew video that we're seeing from the area of Santa Monica Boulevard and 4th Street down near the ocean there, where what started as a peaceful protest, and some of those people are still going about a peaceful way, but then you had those looters, those rioters breaking away from that group and starting a lot of this chaos that we're
large crowd. It is dispersed, but again, we still have mayhem going on in other parts. We had Christina Pascucci on the telephone. She was outside the Converse store, which was being looted. We've heard of other stores, and of course we saw the images from Santa Monica Place getting looted a couple of hours ago. So,
well, likely people are leaving the area in Santa Monica because they're